Hey guys, so this is going to be a review of the Aquarius fitness watch. I will I did do an unboxing which I will pop the link to in the description. So this is a fitness watch with a difference. It's supposed to be able to take your blood pressure, which we'll get into that in a minute. So it's kind of like a health slash fitness app. Fitness watch. I will get into a little bit more detail of my like final findings compared to this and a Fitbit, because I've had a Fitbit before, like a really basic one. So this is what the watch looks like. So that's what the home thing looks like. So you've got um the time and the date, and then your by the way, the battery lasts pretty well. We'll get into that in a minute as well. But that's your battery thingy. But also when you have the app, it also, if you go in the app, it actually tells you the amount of percentage of battery you actually have left, and that at the top is the amount of steps that you do, and then up here just is the signal for the Bluetooth. So like all like fitness like watches and stuff like that, you have to connect to the Bluetooth on your phone. I remember when these first came out, and I was a bit iffy about that, because Bluetooth then, let's talk about, this was like years and years ago, having Bluetooth on would just like drain the battery. Obviously now phones are kind of more up to date and stuff, and I've never had an issue of the battery. Actually, it wasn't that. Yes, I remember now. I've never had this happen, but you remember when COVID, if you're from the UK, you'll know, when COVID first hit and that app and stuff, and you had to have it always connected to Bluetooth, and people were like, I'm not doing that because it's going to drain the battery. But Bluetooth doesn't really drain the battery of your phone. I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Anyway, so to navigate through this, you literally just press that button. So that tells you the amount of steps. So the heartbeat I'll get into in a minute. Well, not the heartbeat. The blood pressure, what's it, I'll get into that. And then you've got the blood pressure as well, I'll get into that in a minute. And then walk. So again, I will get into this one in a minute. So first off, let's talk about the fitness. Now first we'll talk about the blood pressure. It is really not accurate, and I didn't think so, because it's a weird way of how it kind of takes it. So it advises you to have this on as tight as possible, and it's like to do with this light on here or something. It's really weird, and it really isn't accurate. If you want something to take your blood pressure and you need accurate readings, I don't recommend you get this. But even then, if there's other watches like this, I wouldn't recommend. Just go and get your bog standard blood pressure machine, because my mum has one, and let's just say the readings on this, like every time I took it using this, it would say that my eye was oh, not high blood pressure, but kind of close to being recognized as being high pressure, high pre-hypertension, that was it. And yeah, clearly that wasn't a thing, so I definitely don't recommend this. That's kind of the whole gimmick with this, is that it can take your blood pressure, but I do not recommend whatsoever. And the reviews when I did get it, and I saw reviews, people were saying it wasn't accurate, and it is right, it really isn't accurate. So I don't really recommend that. If you are concerned and you think you have got high blood pressure, just go to your doctor. um the next one is the heart rate. The heart rate is really accurate. So it will take your heart rate throughout the day, and then on the app it will tell you what your heart rate was, its highest, and what it was as its lowest at the end of the day. What you can also do as well, if you want a reading straight away to be read on your on the watch, because you haven't got a phone close by, if you just put it on there, then it will just read it for you. So the heart rate is accurate, and the blood pressure is not, unfortunately, accurate. Now, when it comes onto the fitness set, so as I said, it monitors your steps and how many you can do. If you have the app, you can set a target, and then if you hit that target, it will vibrate, and and it'll letting you know that your goal has been achieved. When it comes to the different modes, so altogether you have 14 modes. In the app, you can have a maximum of 3 on your phone. So for me, I picked walk, run, and workout. So for example, if you want to select one, if you just hold it and then 3, 2, 1, and then to stop it, you just hold the button again. So with the modes, it monitors the time, your heart rate as well. When it comes to the calories and stuff like that, it was like that with the Fitbit. Well, it's kind of it with stuff like that, it's like the cardio machines, they're not really accurate. I mean, obviously in the app you can tell you how much you like weigh and stuff, but again, it kind of depends on your metabolism and stuff like that. So I'd use the calorie sort of things as a guide. um and then once you've done your workout, then you can see it on the phone. The only thing I find really weird is it will add it onto the steps that you've done, which is weird because technically it's not steps, it's a workout. Or depending on what workout you actually did, which is a bit weird and annoying, to be fair, because you can't accurately see how many steps you do if it's going to just add that workout to the steps. um, which I find is a little bit annoying. Another thing that you can do with this is you can, if you have the app, is that you can set it so if you do get like phone calls or a text message, it will pop up on the phone, but your watch will have to be close to your phone or still be in reach with Bluetooth for that to work. So for a phone call, so I'm not got it set for text messages, but for a phone call, the number will come up, and then if you just want to hang up, you can just hold that circle button and it'll just hang up for you. You can just let it ring because it only vibrates a few times and then it just like kind of stops. Also, with the app, they do have a member thing, a bit like Fitbit, where you can interact with other people and stuff. I've not got that set up just because I've not had the time to do it or the time to explore it or anything like that. So, overall, do I recommend this? It's alright. I can't remember how much I paid for this. I think it was like 24 quid. I said it's alright. I do really like it for the heart rate monitor. When it comes to the fitness side, I feel if you want something a little bit more accurate, then go for a Fitbit. Because even if that's blinking, because there's no skin there. It's like, what is going on? Is this person dead? Anyway, um, what was I saying? Yeah, if you want something more accurate, I would recommend getting a Fitbit just because then you can put in like say for example, with the workout thing, it has no idea what kind of workout you're doing. So with a Fitbit, I mean, okay, you'll have to manually add it in, but if you can manually add in, I don't know, 5 sets of shoulder presses. You know what I mean? Like, it's more accurate and more kind of, obviously it's in the name fitness. I feel that this was more meant to be more accurate, as more of like a health kind of thing than like fitness. Obviously it's got fitness combined because of health and stuff like that, but I think it was more towards that sort of region, maybe people who are just getting into fitness or people who want to kind of monitor their health but not in too much depth. But the thing that lets this down is the blood pressure machine, so I can't stress this enough. Do not accurately, like, for me it kept giving high readings, but you might have one that gives you like low readings or normal readings, and in fact your blood pressure isn't normal. So if you do have any concerns about your blood pressure, go to your doctor. But yeah, that is basically it for this review, so bye guys. One thing I forgot to mention, and that was the sleep mode. What's really weird about this is it's not accurate. So a lot of Fitbit watches that do that will have a sleep mode, so you can put the watch on sleep mode. This one kind of guesses. So when I did use it once, it thought I went to bed at 8 o'clock. I didn't go to bed at 8 o'clock. I mean, I was technically in bed, but I wasn't sleeping. I was actually watching YouTube videos. So in the end, it clocked out as like I had 9 hours sleep, and believe me, I did not have 9 hours sleep because I was struggling to go to sleep. What I thought was accurate is it could tell if it was like if I was in deep sleep or light sleep, and as how tired I was, it didn't surprise me that a lot of it I wasn't in deep sleep, that a lot of my sleep pattern. But that's another thing to take note as well. I don't know why they would have a sleep mode on on a fitness watch when you can't activate it when you're actually going to bed. It's a bit weird. It kind of just kind of guesses. Um. So yeah.